And we know that summer is a really difficult time for families and kids. We know that food is such an important and critical component of a child's development and their ability to learn.
There's a time that, we got excited about summer break.
Yeah.
And there are children in our schools throughout our 10 counties that are afraid of summer break.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Welcome to another episode of Stick a Fork in It. We haven't seen you guys in a long time, but you'll notice that we look a little bit different here. So we're really excited. We have a team on board, and we're going to have a lot of exciting things going on. But first, let me introduce our guest, Jayci Peters.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to talk about cereal for summer, which is a huge deal. It's become a huge deal as this is our 11th year. But first, we want to talk about this cup. If you want to hold that cup up and show.
Ooh.
So this cup, we are going to do a trivia. It's all around cereal for summer, but we're not going to let you know until it's the end of the show. So at the end of the show, you're going to get 3 questions. If you answer all 3 right, put it in the comments, and we're going to start giving out. These are coveted, by the way. These cups, everybody wants them, because who wouldn't want to have something that says it's possible? So we'll give you those at the end of the show. So Jayci, tell us really about your role here, how long you've been here, and then we're just going to jump into cereal for summer history.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, thank you for having me. So I am Jayci Peters. I'm our Chief Experience Officer here at Feeding Tampa Bay. And what that means here at the organization is that I get to work with some really amazing teams to help design and prioritize what the people experience is across several different functions. And I think one of the most amazing parts about this work are the people that make this work possible. It's possible. So it's been a really fun and long journey. I know Cereal for Summer in our 11th year, really exciting. I've been here almost 12 years. So Cereal for Summer started pretty quickly after I joined the organization. And so really excited to kind of share the evolution of the campaign, and it's really kind of been my evolution too in my career. When I started here at the organization, I've really gotten to grow alongside it. So really happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Let's really talk about that evolution, because it's something to be said about cultures today and how people are respected for their talents. Tell us where you started and your journey to where you are really quickly, and then we'll get into Cereal for Summer, because I think it's a great testament to us as an organization that people see talent and lift that talent and, train us and make anything available that we need to go into that space. So tell us about that journey.
Well, so I started when I, walked in the doors almost 12 years ago. I came to really explore just being a marketing coordinator here. And marketing was something, the organization was not very well known. The brand identity was not out in the community like it is today. And so the CEO, who is still our CEO, Thomas, really wanted to lean much more into marketing. And so he hired me as a marketing coordinator. We had a fabulous partner, Chapel Roberts, on board at the time, who's still our partner today. But it really was this moment where I stepped in to kind of get to grow alongside the organization, because it wasn't well known, because it was establishing what, marketing and brand positioning and messaging really meant. I got to start my career as well as, the organization was starting on this really incredible journey. So through the years, we grew the team. I think when I started, there were maybe 20 to 30 people that worked here. We're going to be around 200 this year. And so I really gotten to see the organization grow and evolve, the programs and services, the people, our team size, and just the quality of the talent that comes through here is incredible. And, now we're in this beautiful facility, and we're doing more than just food. And so, coming from a marketing coordinator up through the organization, I took on more teams as I went. I now have the privilege of leading 5 different teams. And so, my journey here really came from people investing in me and believing in me. And really, when you think about the organization and the growth that it's seen, it's because we all really believe that it is possible. As cheesy as it sounds, we do believe anything is possible. We'll try anything. We're bold, we're fearless, and I'm really proud of the culture that exists here, which I've also, had the privilege of of being a part of and leading. And so it's something that I think through our years has really kept us strong foundationally.
You also, we have Stick a Fork in it because at the time you were my team lead and I was like, let's do a podcast. So that Stick a Fork in it has been around now for 6 years and we're going into our 7th.
Yeah.
But let's start with your first journey. So you weren't here for very long and all of a sudden somebody from Tampa Bay's 10, which I think was Channel 10 was their reference back then, gave you a call.
Yeah, so a lovely woman by the name of Catherine Bursch. So she really had this idea to start a campaign. I think she had seen something at a conference she was at, and it really just sparked this, kind of passion inside of her. So she called us up and said, hey, I've got this idea. Are you willing to explore it with us, with me and with the station? And, at the time we were like, if anybody's calling us to want to do anything, we're going to give it a try.
Whatever you like.
Yes. So we were really excited to get that phone call and really begin a partnership that, I don't even know if we understood how big this thing would have gotten to where it is today. But Catherine, wanted to do something for children. And we know that summer is a really difficult time for families and kids. There's not, the school meals that they can rely on. And so we know that food is such an important and critical component of a child's development and their ability to learn. And so that summer we wanted to focus, and this Cereal for Summer campaign, is something that right in the beginning, it was a win-win for everybody. It's a way to get the community involved, and it's a way to really care for local kids.
Well, and I think when I first came here 7 years ago, it was, Cereal for Summer, but something that I learned and actually talking to kids in the school is there's a time that, we got excited about summer break.
Yeah.
And there are children in our schools throughout our 10 counties that are afraid of summer break.
Yeah.
Because not only is it the meals that they can count on, it's the people they connect with, which is why, we have other programs now that lean into that and offer that support as well, which is a whole nother show.
Yes.
Because this is about Cereal for Summer. So when you guys started, how has it grown to you to what we have today?
Yeah, so I think, in the beginning, it was really Catherine was the champion from the station. The station obviously supported it, but she really did so much of the legwork, and our team was small at the time, as I mentioned. And so it was really a few people championing, how do we make sure that people have the food drive boxes to collect these cereal items, and how do we get the message out there? Luckily it was a news station that called us, that's a win-win for us as well. But, it was just this kind of little idea that, a few of us were hustling around, dropping off food drive boxes or, trying to help people understand really what is the need for this. It's back in the day when it started, there was still a lot of, I think there wasn't a true understanding of child hunger in our community. And so the education piece, as well as then that campaign, then what should you do about it? So it really started. We did have some early on partners. Publix has been a strong partner throughout the entirety of the campaign for all these years. And so, I think some really big and credible partners has been what has helped this campaign really become what it is. And we have so many wonderful partners. So as every year there's new partners that come on board, there's new ideas, bigger ideas, there's, even this year, we're like, can we fill a bus of cereal? Anything and everything we can do to make it bigger. And it's really through the intention of helping people understand what an issue it is for children in the summer who are, not sure where their next meal is going to come from.
Well, and then we do things to freshen, right?
Yes.
Freshen it up because people want to be involved. There's people that have been involved with this since day one. There's companies that do these big drives. We have this collection day, which is amazing.
Schools.
Schools compete against each other. They do dominoes with boxes. There's all kinds of things going on in social. So you need to take a look at that. Cerealforsummer.org is where all this information is going to be. But this year we've brought in a number of changes. We've had General Mills, which is a major cereal and breakfast food provider. We also have Florida Dairy Council, which I don't know about you, makes sense to me.
What's good you can have cereal without milk, but the milk sweetens the deal.
It really does. It does. But you snack on cereal. Kids can. Another thing that impressed me is kids can get cereal themselves. if they're in the environment where they need help, they can get that themselves, they can get the milk themselves, and they can sit down and have a meal. So it's so important for us to get those easy meals into those families. So 2026 is coming up.
Yeah.
And we're super excited about it. Again, cerealforsummer.org. And you go there and you create your own campaign. You can do your own food drive. You can do, your neighborhood does a food drive. Schools do food drives. We even have a folder of assets that you can update with your logo. I mean, we've learned so much over the years, not only how to make it easier for the community, but for us too, because it was everyone calling us to, customize. You can make your own microsite to raise. So there's a lot of things and support out there. But one fun thing that we added is our new Shop to Give this year. So I think you're going to love this. This might be new for you because we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
So Shop to Give is where you go to a retailer or a partner of ours, and they have something featured where a percentage of that goes back to us.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's custom. And then we have one unique one, which is really funny. One of our colleagues brought this, and I'm like, okay, everybody needs to come to the party. So the first one is Chill Bros.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Okay. So it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream. It's everything served within their location, and they sell pints.
Okay.
So they're feeling really good about it.
Nice.
Keelan, and that's all ages. That's for family, right?
Yes.
Then there's Keel and Curly. I'm kind of excited about this, being a grown woman.
Cereal, Keel and Curly. Tell me more.
Yes.
What's going on here?
So they're gathering cereal. They are creating a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cider that is going to be in Publix the whole month of May.
Oh, okay. So I can,
So we can all indulge, or you can go out to their location and have it there.
Okay.
Then there's Blind Tiger, which is a coffee shop that I love, especially in Ybor, with us being down here.
Shout out to Roberto on our board.
Roberto,
thank you.
Coming in the clutch with a cinnamon toast, hot or iced latte.
Nice.
Then these are two different ones.
Okay.
Florida Aquarium, which is a huge partner of ours.
Yeah. Fish tank down in the lobby.
I was going to say, if you've been
location.
here, there's a fish tank, and we can explain why then. Or if you haven't, we'd love you to come by and come in for a tour if you're in Tampa Bay. But they are doing a trade for cereal boxes for tickets.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So they did it last year, and we were all they were so happy with how, their their members and the community got behind it, and they did thousands and thousands of boxes of cereal. So they're back doing that again. And then this is our unique one, and is a standout. Okay. Ice cold air. Or bringing in boxes of cereal, you get a certificate for free brake pads.
Oh, interesting.
Which is super unique, but they reached out to us, and we can't say no. As you know, there's so many people in need. Let's all come to the table.
Well, and what's cool about that is, I can make sure that my brakes are working so I can drive to Chill Bros. I can, get to my local Publix to get my cider. I can go over to Blind Tiger. I can stop at the aquarium. I love the creativity in that. Seems like we have a fan favorite of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes. I didn't set it up that way, but everybody. And did you know that that's one of the #1 cereals from General Mills?
Oh, okay.
So when I reached out to them,
Okay.
So I reached out to them, and they're like, that tracks.
Yes.
That tracks. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And the milk after you've had it, then you drink that cinnamony milk. It's very good.
I really wanted a restaurant to come on board that would do Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk cocktail.
Any restaurants out there if you want to participate?
If you want to join, email me, reach
Very
out to me, put it in the comments.
But what's cool too, I think about all of that is we get to incorporate, you can support Cereal for Summer by doing things that you're already doing.
Yes.
You're going places you're already going, so that's something that I think is a really unique element. Kudos to you and the team for adding those elements to this year's campaign.
Yeah, we've been working hard. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to, I think we reinvent things because it's fun for us too.
Yeah.
And the community benefits. What are we going to add this year? Yeah. So you can also, right on our site, you can give. And in our world, $1 equals 5 meals.
Yeah.
So it makes it possible for anyone to be able to give to support it. And then, if you don't have the funds, you can volunteer with us.
Yeah, we always love volunteers.
We can't do it without volunteers, right? So at the end, so it starts on May 1st.
Okay.
On June 5th is our collection day.
Nice.
Collection day is a little bit different this year too. So we used to go to two Publixes, both sides of the bay. And we were talking with our Publix contact Brian West, who is going to be
Shout out
coming
to
on the
Brian.
show
Yeah.
next month. So Brian was like, is there any way we can share it? Like highlight our counties that we both work in. So the main collection with Channel 10 is going to be here.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, at Causeway Center. And then we are going to have our partners in our neighboring counties be at a Publix, and we're going to have that on our website to where you can go to a Publix near you on Collection Day and give there.
That's wonderful.
But the best thing is when you're at Publix, the whole month of May into June the 5th is BOGO.
Oh, that's great.
All sizes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Then you can spread your
All
dollars
the things.
further. You can make an impact. You can buy a box for your family that you take home, and you can donate maybe that box that you got for free. I love that too, because it does highlight, a lot of people see this facility that we're in here at Feeding Tampa Bay, and they think of us in Hillsborough County, but we serve 10 counties, and so to really continue to grow this campaign and expand it out into outer counties is something that I think also just highlights the scope of the work, but also the scope of the generosity of the community, right? I think we don't want to necessarily be an inconvenience for somebody to have to drive all the way here to donate cereal. And so knowing that you can do that at your Publix when you're, at the store for the week getting groceries is something that's really cool. So
well, and much what our culture is like here, what we've learned over the years is asking the questions on what works better.
Yes.
Right? So you have all these counties doing things, and they're coming all the way down to South Tampa and St. Pete. So it's like, how can we make it easier for you so we all can succeed and continue to grow this campaign? So always ask, always stay curious, right? Because that's how we help each other out. So folks, that is Cereal for Summer, cerealforsummer.org. We would love for you to get involved. You can message us there. It is an incredible amount of fun, and a lot of people get involved with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy. And, I think what's really cool about it, too, is cereal brings such a, nostalgia, there's so many people that remember favorite cereals that they had, actually. I was sitting with some colleagues the other day, and we were sharing our favorite meal. And one of our colleagues said, mine changes, depends on the season I'm in my life. She said, right now, my favorite meal is cereal. And so I think it's just one of those things that everybody connects to. And, so I think it's a campaign that we've tried to make easy for everybody to participate in, and it, at the end of the day, as I talked about earlier, it has such a huge impact on kids in our community. So it's definitely a fan favorite, and why we've been doing it for 11 years.
Yep. So one thing I did forget, and I'm so sorry, May 1st is our launch day.
Yes.
Launch day has two things going on.
Yep.
So Great Day Live is a show that will be on. It'll be here at Feeding Tampa Bay.
Nice.
We are considering having a live audience, which will be a lot of fun. So we're going to have tickets to come on in and be part of the show. And then we have a new event that evening called Empty Bowls. Can you briefly tell us a little bit about Empty Bowls?
Sure. Newish event. So Empty Bowls is something that we did a long time ago. When I started, Empty Bowls was an event that we did every year, and it was something we did downtown. And really the concept of Empty Bowls is that kids in our community make ceramic bowls, and those bowls then you can raffle off, or anyone who comes to the event can purchase the bowls. And the whole idea is that kids are contributing to bowls, and we're raising awareness about food insecurity. And so over the years, that event took different shapes, and what we wanted to do this year is bring Empty Bowls, tie it into Cereal for Summer, because why not? Bowls, cereal, obvious connection there, and the kids participating. So Empty Bowls is an event. It's a family-friendly event that we're going to host here at Causeway Center on a Friday evening on May 1st. And it's going to be a fun event where you can come and see these ceramic bowls that have been made by local kids. You can, shop and take some home with you. You can learn about the programs and services that we have here in our community to support local kids who are food insecure. You can, try some fun bites around cereal-inspired foods. So it's going to be a really fun, family-friendly event. We're really looking forward to, how we think about Empty Bowls in the past, and kind of bringing some parts of it into this year's event. But how do we now think about Empty Bowls and translating those into, fulfilled futures?
Right, absolutely. And then you're going to have our Shop to to feed
Yes.
folks there. So you get to sample what they're
Yes.
going to have in for the
Love
whole
that.
month.
That's great.
So thank you so much for joining and
you.
helping us understand the history, how hard we've all worked, and the community as well.
Yeah.
But now it's time to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
Okay. So we ask questions at the end. They're interesting. There are a lot around food.
Okay.
Okay, because
love
we
food.
know we all love food.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everyone has access to it, but really great things and memories happen around the table.
Yes.
Most often when you have that healthy food. So first, coffee or tea?
Coffee. 100%
Okay.
coffee.
Sunrise or sunset?
You know, I have to say both, which is not good for my sleep habits, but I love a good sunrise, love a good sunset.
Okay.
It's a hard thing to choose.
Okay. If you could change one thing to the better in our community beyond what you do, what would it be? Like, is there another cause or organization that's close to your heart beyond Feeding Tampa Bay, although you've been here for so long?
Yeah, I would have to say, a little personal fun fact about me is I love building things on the side. I repurpose furniture, give me a good house project, build cabinets, whatever it might be. So some handiwork is, just kind of speaks to my creativity and my soul. So Habitat for Humanity is, I think just that kind of brings in that creative side of what I love so much. But bringing people and families into a new home. There's so much about that's beautiful. They're a great organization, a good partner of ours. There's so many good organizations out there, and so it is hard to choose, but I'd have to choose that one just because of that kind of, I would love to, get in there, get my hands dirty, build a little bit, all for a family that will get to now celebrate a new home.
And I think it's time for us to volunteer again.
Yeah.
We usually trade places and volunteer.
Yeah.
It's our turn.
Yes.
So
I'm
we
ready
need to
for
set that up
Yeah.
as soon as possible. Now, this is a question that we have done since we started. Okay. So if you could host a meal at a table, right? Who would you invite? They could be here or not. What would you serve? And what is your hot topic? Like, what do you think is the powerful part of the discussion for the people that you put around the table?
Yeah, this is there's so many options, so many directions you could take this. I would have to say that I would invite my two grandfathers to the table. I lost both of my grandfathers when I was in 5th grade, and there was so much about them that I remember, but I don't feel like I really got to know them. And so, in my adult life, even just having my fiance meet my grandfathers, little things like that, so I would invite them to learn more about them and just get to know them now in my adult life. I think they were incredibly strong men, and they just had so much love for both of my grandmothers that I did get to see and I do remember. And so just having more time with them in my life would be something I would definitely cherish. So I would invite them. I would have to serve pizza because I just love pizza. It's very simple, but I love pizza.
Do you have a favorite
pizza,
place
for
pizza?
No. I mean, I'm telling you.
Domino's to high end.
Any pizza,
Okay.
Tostino's to high end. Like
You'll make it yourself.
Any
It's in
kind
the
of
freezer.
Pizza, yes.
Okay.
And so, I would just, order a good pizza. I do like pineapples on my pizza. That may be unpopular, but
With ham?
With ham, yep.
Okay.
Ham, or chicken. Chicken and pineapples is good too.
Okay.
Maybe add a little green pepper in there. So I would serve pizza and really just chat it up with my grandfathers and learn a little bit more about what inspired them, a little bit more about their lives. So the topic would just be kind of that getting to know each other a little bit more now.
JC, what's very interesting is when folks choose different things.
Yeah.
They choose, family members. They choose, historic figures. They choose controversial folks. Just our last podcast was with Ty Pennington, and he is obsessed with John Lennon. Always has been. And that was really, he wanted to talk about music, and that took us down a direction talking about music. So everybody has a different approach and view, and it really says a lot about them, I think.
Yeah, that's really
right?
cool. I
Yeah.
might want to be at some of those tables too.
Yeah, and then we have another podcast where Thomas actually interviewed me, And it's like I'm the one usually who asks this question, and he blindsided me by it and asked me about my family.
Yeah.
You know, so it drums up emotion and thoughts, and I like the question.
It does give you insight into somebody.
You got it. So it is trivia time. So how these work is we're going to do the 3 cereal questions. I also have a surprise question that came up during the show. We want you to put your answer in the comments, and we're going to choose 5 winners that will get one of our cups. So get ready. Jayci, tell us what the cereal trivia questions are. And again, it's cerealforsummer.org. We hope that you will join us.
All right. Get your cereal hats on. First question. What healthy cereal has the shortest ingredient list? That is a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. So again, what healthy cereal has the shortest ingredient list? Second question. What year was Lucky Charms introduced? Oh, wow. What year was Lucky Charms introduced? And third, what was the original name of Cheerios? Oh, that wasn't the original name. All right.
Nope.
Tell us the original name of Cheerios. Put your answers in the chat, and then surprise. We had another surprise.
We do. So this is our first time with this kind of setup. Something happened during recording. If you can tell us what happened as you were watching, then you're going to win too, and we'll give 2 folks we're going to choose for that one. So make sure that you comment. We'd love to hear, what you think. We'd love ideas on who to have as guests, and most importantly, from this new space that we're entering, I want to thank Jayci Peters for being our first interview and helping us promote Cereal for Summer. Thank you so much, friend.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you and your leadership at Feeding Tampa Bay.
Thank you.